Hey there! Let me tell you a story about a girl named Mulan. You may have heard of her before, but let me share my own version of her story. Growing up, Mulan was always fearless and loved to explore the unknown. For example, she once chased a chicken through the village and ended up running on the rooftops. Although she nearly fell when one of the tiles slipped, she quickly regained her balance like a pro. However, she did have one small mishap. She broke the wing of a phoenix statue. Her mother, Li, was worried that Mulan's fearless nature wouldn't make her a suitable wife, and that her sister Shu would be a better match. However, her father, Zhou, had a different viewpoint. He spoke to Mulan and shared the legend of the phoenix, who was said to be the protector of the emperor. Zhou recognized that Mulan had a strong spirit, but believed that it was meant for warriors, and was confident that she would bring honor to their family. Years passed, and on the Silk Road, a witch named Xianyang murdered a man and assumed his identity near an imperial garrison. A group of Rouran soldiers, led by Bori Khan, attacked the garrison viciously, killing several soldiers and causing panic among the citizens. The emperor was informed of the Rouran's progress towards the imperial palace. He remembered Bori Khan as the son of a man he had defeated in battle years before. He commanded that every family in China send their strongest sons to defend the palace. Meanwhile, Khan and his troops, accompanied by Xianyang, who he claimed to control, established a camp. However, Xianyang knew she had more power than Khan ever would. Khan sought revenge against the emperor for his father's death and the Rouran army's downfall, believing nothing would stop him from achieving his goals. Mulan and Shu were called upon by the matchmaker to search for appropriate spouses. When they got there, a spider dropped from the ceiling, and Mulan attempted to hide it with a teapot. Nonetheless, the matchmaker persisted on leaving it in the middle of the table. The spider reappears, causing Shu to flip the table in terror. Mulan tries to save the teapot and cups, but her hair comes undone and she drops them, shattering everything. The matchmaker scolds the Hua family for their failure to raise a proper daughter. On the way home, an emissary from the emperor arrives to recruit men for the battle against the Rourans. Zhou, who is weak, tries to accept the scroll, but falls. Mulan tries to help, but Li warns her she will only humiliate her father further. During dinner, Mulan argues against Zhou going to war, but he is determined to fulfill his duty as a man. After dinner, Mulan watches Zhou attempt to wield his sword, but he is too weak. To protect him, Mulan takes his sword and armor and rides off to join the army. The next morning, Mulan's family discovers her absence and fears she will be killed. Zhou asks the phoenix statue to watch over her. Mulan embarks on a journey with her horse and finds herself lost, but the phoenix appears and guides her to the army camp. While in line to check in, Mulan and Chen Honghui are involved in a conflict and stopped by Commander Teng. Mulan introduces herself as Hua Jun and joins the other soldiers. Feeling uncomfortable, she volunteers for night guard duty. The soldiers undergo tough training under Commander Teng, and a soldier who cheats is expelled from the army. During a spear duel with Honghui, Mulan showcases her skills and fears she may have revealed too much about herself. Slowly, Mulan started to form connections with the other soldiers, including Honghui and the trio Ling, Yao, and Po. However, her lack of bathing became a noticeable issue among the soldiers. Mulan visited a lake at night for a bath when Honghui stumbled upon her. Honghui tried to approach her as a friend, but Mulan tried to get him to leave so that he wouldn't uncover her secret. Honghui warned her that if she turned away from him, she could also turn her back on her fellow soldiers. Meanwhile, Bori Khan held a meeting with his men in his tent to strategize their battle plan. The soldiers were less concerned about wealth and more driven by power and revenge, which Khan promised to deliver. He reminded them that Xianyang, who was present in the form of a hawk, only served him. After she confronted him, he stuck to his word, as he found Xianyang after she was exiled from her village for her powers. The soldiers then spotted another nearby garrison and devised a plan to attack, successfully killing more soldiers in the morning. Tung invited Mulan into his tent, expressing his suspicions about her holding back her abilities because of her father's legacy. He shared that he had experienced similar struggles, as he too was once alongside Zhou. After her conversation with Tung, Mulan returned to the lake to continue practicing balancing her chai. Mulan trains intensively and becomes the first to climb the hill during the challenge, leaving her fellow soldiers in awe. Despite her impressive feat, she feels guilty for hiding her true identity and for not living up to the 3 virtues engraved on her father's sword: loyalty, bravery, and truth. She decides to reveal herself to Tung, but he dismisses her concerns, believing she is just nervous about the upcoming battle against the Rorans. Tung even offers to introduce her to his daughter after the battle. Mulan spends time with her fellow soldiers, inspiring them around the fireplace. The next day, the soldiers face the Rurans in battle, with a team of the enemy quickly taking out the charging Chinese soldiers, leaving only Mulan standing. She fights bravely and kills several Rurans, but is eventually confronted by Xianyang, who exposes her disguise. After a brief struggle, Mulan escapes and decides to embrace her true self. Mulan sheds her armor and frees her hair, re-entering the battle with newfound strength and ability. The witch Xianyang transforms into a swarm of crows that attack the soldiers. The Rurans take advantage of the soldiers huddled together, using a catapult to hurl fireballs at them, causing heavy casualties. Mulan quickly thinks of a plan and rides her horse around the enemy, fooling them into thinking that the soldiers are sneaking up from behind by using helmets mounted on spears. The Rurans launch a fireball in that direction, which only ends up causing an avalanche that wipes out the enemy. The surviving soldiers barely make it out alive, and Mulan emerges to reveal herself as a woman. Tung kicks her out of the army, but she would rather die than face the shame of returning home. Tung warns her to leave, saying that if she returns, he will grant her wish. On her way home, Mulan breaks down until Xianyang appears to taunt her. The witch reveals that she once wanted to take the noble path, but was driven down a dark path due to her exile and ridicule from others. Xianyang attempted to convince Mulan to join forces with her, revealing that Khan's true intention was to kill the emperor, not to travel down the Silk Road as Tung had been previously misled to believe. This realization urged Mulan to hurry back and warn the soldiers. When she caught up to them, she informed Tung of Khan's real motives, but Tung was initially hesitant to believe her. However, Honghui vouched for Mulan, and several other soldiers expressed their belief in her. Meanwhile, Xianyang posed as the emperor's chancellor and lured the emperor out to fight a duel with Bori Khan. As the emperor engaged in battle, Mulan led the soldiers into the imperial city by attacking the Rorans. Tung ordered the soldiers to protect Mulan as she made her way to the emperor, but Khan ambushed the emperor and captured him. Upon arriving at the palace, Mulan only encountered Xianyang, whom she urged to help her reach the emperor. Xianyang transformed into a hawk and flew away, but Mulan followed. Xianyang warned Khan of Mulan's arrival, and he prepared for her attack. However, when Khan fired an arrow at Mulan, Xianyang flew in the way, taking the arrow and dying in Mulan's arms. Mulan discovered Khan and the Emperor on a structure where Khan intended to burn the Emperor alive. She engaged in combat with Khan, wielding her sword, but it fell into molten lead during the battle. Fortunately, with the help of the Phoenix, Mulan regained her chi and continued to fight Khan. They battled on a platform, with Khan almost causing Mulan to lose her balance and fall. But Mulan gained the advantage and took Khan's sword, severing the platform and sending Khan falling to his death. As Mulan went to rescue the Emperor, Khan tried to kill him with an arrow. However, the Emperor caught the arrow and handed it to Mulan, who then shot it into Khan's chest, finally killing him. After Mulan's victory, a celebration was held in her honor. The Emperor offered her a position as an imperial guard in his army, but Mulan, grateful for the offer, declined as she felt she had been away from her family for too long. The Emperor, who valued family devotion highly, respected her decision. As Mulan was leaving, Honghui caught up to her to say goodbye and promised to see her again someday. She returned to her village to find her family and the rest of the community in shock at her return. Xu was with the matchmaker, but stopped when she learned of Mulan's return. Mulan hugged Xu and their mother before being greeted by Zhou. She apologized for going against his wishes and for losing her sword, but Zhou reassured her that she was the most important thing to him, and they embraced. Soon Tung arrived with other soldiers to inform Mulan's family and the village of her role in saving the Emperor and the imperial city. This led everyone to cheer, and the matchmaker even fainted. Tung presented Mulan with a new sword, which held the same 3 virtues as her previous sword, but with a 4th one added: devotion to family. Tung also informed Mulan that the Emperor insisted she reconsider joining his army. As Mulan gazed up at the sky to see the Phoenix once again, Zhou ended his narration by stating that his daughter would become a legend.